What is up, everybody?
Morning.
There we go. Can I hear you, Nicole?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Hello, everyone. What's going on? It is Tuesday. What day is today? October 29th. I'm in a good mood, Nicole. Are you in a good mood?
Of course.
You look focused over there.
Well, I was trying to do it so that way my special guest in my office can still hear what's being said.
Oh.
But we're going to figure out technology even more at some point.
So you have a special guest, and I have a special guest.
True. We both have someone in our office.
My special guest cannot hear this, though, because I have the headphones on. So
I put my headphones in. I was going to do the whole unplug it so he could hear what you were saying, but I think he can hear a lot of what you say through the wall. Oh, he doesn't care what you're saying. It's okay.
Well, tell him not to talk, because then people can hear his voice and identify who he is, because it's a surprise, right?
Oh, it's a surprise. I'm supposed to tell you not to talk so that way people can't identify your special voice.
Hello, Barbara. How are you? Good morning, Councilman Cleveland. How are you? All right. Awesome. Well, it's cold outside.
Yeah, but it's nice. I'll take it. I like the cold weather.
I don't know. We're going to work.
Don't be a Debbie Downer. Just because the sun is not out doesn't mean you can't be in a good mood.
If you like winter, type yes, everybody. If you don't like winter, type no.
Guys, he's just mad because he was sick again. He was sick again, so
it was yesterday.
Down.
We could do a poll on here. Isn't there a poll feature on
There is a poll feature.
Oh.
I'm gonna let you figure it out.
You know where it's at, don't you? Let's see here. I'm looking. Oh wait, here we go. Here we go. We're gonna try to do this.
He's gonna try to do a poll on whether people like cold weather or not.
I'm working on it now, everyone.
Morning, Barbara. Come on, Kevin. Well, I knew Kevin didn't like cold weather.
Here we go.
Justin's right. It's not that cold. Morning, Erica.
I started a live poll.
Okay.
We've never done that feature, so we're trying.
We've done it before. Yeah.
Here we go. Do you like cold weather? And go. It's live.
It's going to be a delayed reaction on Facebook for my end when I'm watching the Facebook.
Okay. Good morning, Erica.
Valerie doesn't like the cold, but she also runs the heater in her area 24/7. So I'm unaffected by her.
Here we go.
Don't be skewing the vote.
So we have.
It'll show how many votes.
Okay. So we're doing a live poll. This is cutting edge for our show.
Everyone is saying no.
Oh, look at the numbers, everybody.
So Blake, you get to see it before everyone else. There's a slight delayed reaction.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's 2 votes. Everyone else is commenting their vote. So, but I don't want to eat up a ton of time on the vote.
All right. Okay. I forget. We got to stay on task here.
It's going.
There we go. All right. So cool. I'll leave the live poll going. Let me figure this out, folks. Okay. I think they can see the live poll. There we go. All right. Are you ready to get started, Nicole?
Yeah, let's get started.
All right. Resources. We open up with this slide each week. So for those of you who are new to the show, you know where to get information when we're not live. But you could go to our main website, which is weatherfordtx.gov, and you can get information on all of our departments and programs, things like the sanitation schedule, the brush pickup schedule, emergency management, everything. Then we have our tourism website, which is experienceweatherford.com. We'll talk more about that here in a second. We have our economic development website, chooseweatherford.com, and our downtown website, which is heritagesquareweatherford.com. Of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube as well. And be sure to check those out when you can.
And we're listed as an agency on Nextdoor. Make sure you are following our agency, so that way when we push out notifications based off of water outages, street closures, any of that stuff, emergency situations, that you get those push outs as well. I mean, of course, we use Blackboard for that, so you can register through that from our website. But make sure you're following us as an agency on Nextdoor as well.
Exactly. Go for it, Nicole.
Sweet. So we always start off with our My Weatherford app, which is our free app. It is free for anyone, whether you live in the city limits or not. So you can find it on the Apple Store or in the Apple App Store, or you can find it on Google Play. Right now I have a pulled up image of what all of our IT guys and some of our other departments have worked really hard on, which is our interactive web maps. So you can pull up based off of like the different city buildings. You can pull up, there's a ton of things. You can pull up your garbage, schedule your recycling, what the area is coded for electric providers, all of that fun stuff and more is on our interactive web map. Plus we have basically our entire website in a mobile and more user-friendly format on My Weatherford. And Experience Weatherford. So Blake said that we were going to talk about it in a second, and I guess I'll just kind of take the lead on it. So we have Experience Weatherford, which is our city-run tourism app and website. And we have it on social media, but on this image you're seeing where you can look up local businesses that are specific to your area. So make sure your locations is enabled and that you've given Experience Weatherford permission to use your location. You can pull up any businesses that are listed in the area, maybe any events they have going on. It's a really cool free thing for both our residents and people coming to visit. Check it out. It's another free app that you can download for the city. You might as well be using what we're spending time to develop for you guys.
All right, so it is time for special guest number 1. Are you ready, Nicole?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, let me get some things going here. Organize here. You know what? We're just going to do this for now. Okay, so our first special guest is Sean Hughes. He is the Fire Marshal and Emergency Management Coordinator of Parker County. He works closely with the city of Weatherford as well. And today he is here to talk about, he was here last week and he's here again today. And he will talk about that new outdoor warning sirens. And I am going to let him take over right now. Here he is.
Awesome. Glad to be here. Second week in a row. I was surprised y'all let me come back. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing well. So I'm sure there's people that were here last week and that are back this week because it's such an awesome show. So I'd like to ask a question to the group. And that is, last week we talked about outdoor warning sirens. And my question to the group is, how many new outdoor warning sirens does the city of Weatherford have? Let's see if anybody can remember that from last week.
How many new ones we have?
There might be like an incentive for like some special type of gift or bonus that we can randomly draw from if people start answering your questions, though.
That'd be cool. So if anybody that was here last week, we covered the numbers. Uh-huh. We covered the numbers, and we tested them this week, and we did a silent test, and the silent test went 2 thumbs up. So my question for the group is, last week we talked about the number of outdoor warning sirens. How many does the city of Weatherford have? We'll give them a minute. Is that a good idea?
Yeah, they have to comment. Tell them to comment.
Yeah, comment on that.
And we'll do a drawing after the show to see anyone who gets the answer right, whether they, win it right or not.
There's a guess.
Cool prizes too going on.
Hi, MJ. So let's talk while they're guessing, formulating their guess. Let's talk about a couple of things. We did do the silent test yesterday, and it was successful, and that's a good thing. So currently within the city of Weatherford, what the city of Weatherford's working on is the rules for when the sirens sound, who can sound the sirens, when they're sounded. A day like today, we're not going to test those warning sirens because it's cloudy and overcast. We don't want to scare anyone. So on a day like today, we would not do a test. The silent tests we did yesterday, of course, they didn't make any noise. But moving forward here, probably later this week or next week or even a week or so after that, we're going to do some testing that the sirens actually make some noise. And that's when people get a little nervous. And we don't want them getting nervous because that's why we're trying to talk about the testing. We do have the locations. One of the questions that came up last week, 24, ooh, too many, not too many. Or yeah, not 24. That's too many. So I think we have a graphic, don't we, of where the sirens are located, the 10 sirens.
We do, and if Blake can come and pull it up, it's on the next slide.
There you go. And you just hit that button for each slide.
Cool. There we go. There are the 10 locations. The circles that are around those sirens give us what the range of those sirens are. And one of the important things to remember about outdoor warning sirens is they're made to be heard outside. They're not made for you to, if you can keep an eye on the comments for me. If we made the sirens loud enough to hear, no, those are good guesses, but nope. The outdoor warning sirens are made.
Corey actually got it. Sorry to interrupt, Sean. Corey actually got it, but I'll go ahead and add anyone who guessed. We'll just go ahead and open him for the drawing.
Corey did get it. The number was 10. Ooh, sorry. Other people could see that though, right?
Yes, they should be able to see that. Yeah.
Way to go, Corey.
Yeah.
But the outdoor warning sirens are meant for people who are outdoors. They hear the sirens go off. We want them to go indoors, turn on their local media, radio, social media, to find out what's going on. The one thing we don't want folks to do is when they hear the sirens is to go outside.
One of the questions you got is, my question is, will we be able to hear them at the new University Hill subdivision off of Rick Williamson Highway? We are in the city limits.
Yes, you should be able to. If you're outside, the ranges are on the map. I think the next slide I'm going to show, there are the addresses of the 10 sirens. I'd like to thank the GIS department for putting together this awesome map with the city of Weatherford. I met with those folks earlier today, great group of folks, and they put that map together for us, and we'd like to thank them for that.
And Sean, I can confirm they should be able to hear that with
Yes.
siren one. So on Rick Williamson.
On Rick Williamson, your closest siren is going to be at 1700 Franklin. So we ought to be good there. So as part of the Metroplex, there's 16 counties in the North Central Texas Council of Governments. And we've all kind of gotten together as emergency managers in the region to standardize how we test these outdoor warning sirens. And we've all pretty much decided that the best time to do that is the first Wednesday of the month at 1 p.m. And as you travel around the Metroplex, you should hear other outdoor warning sirens being tested and going off. So that's why we do that on the first Wednesday of the month. So our intent, if all the other testing goes well, is for us to do the first official Weatherford siren test on December 4th at 1 p.m. So I think we're good on questions.
I think we are. And I know that one of the questions, let me bring up so people can see, because I think that's the last slide, right, Sean?
Nicole's at the last slide? Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Yeah,
So, we'll
I
bring
put them
them-
both up there, but we can leave them up, or you can just take it down
Okay.
and
Yeah,
let
that's
Sean
fine.
take
I
questions.
think one of the
Kind of up to you.
questions, let me kind of ooch down
Yeah.
here. I think one of the questions that we got after last week's show is giving examples of when the sirens will be activated. What types
Absolutely.
of situations?
And we call them outdoor warning sirens for a reason. We don't call them tornado sirens anymore. We don't, civil defense sirens is okay, but we call them outdoor warning sirens because we use them for other things. For example, if we wanted folks to go inside and shelter from a chemical spill or chemical release, hazardous materials, we might also set the sirens off if directed by the governor or the president of the United States for certain circumstances. We would set those sirens off as well. But primarily, they're outdoor warning. Most of the instances when we set them off in past events has been related to something that's affected the residents of the city, and we wanted them to go inside, get out of the open air, and go inside to get additional information. We tend to associate them with severe weather in North Texas because we have so much severe weather in North Texas, and that's when we tend to set them off. Some of the reasons we'd set them off for in related to severe weather would be confirmed tornado by a reliable source. That's someone in public safety or someone who has very specific training, hail of a certain size, sustained winds of a certain speed, tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado watches sometimes. We're still in the process of working with city administration to make sure that, and the council as well, to make sure that those standards are met and we have a clear understanding of when and how the sirens would be used. And it's not just Sean making that decision. There's many other people involved in that decision. So that helps us kind of standardize across the Metroplex. So as we travel from one side of the Metroplex to the other, we can expect when we hear a siren, something's going on.
So let's go over the one of the things I want to you to mention again.
I like
Sean.
that. I like that. That's funny.
Just use the 2 a.m.
Train conductor. Yeah, I like that. That's awesome, Johnny.
That's funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think go over. There will be a test this Friday.
We hope.
We hope. At what time again?
We're still working with staff to determine that, and
Okay.
we're going to work with your office to help make sure that the word gets out,
Yes.
the website gets updated, and we push that information out. But it'll be between 8 and 5 business
Okay.
hours.
Okay.
And if we have severe weather, or it looks like today on Friday, we'll try again on Monday between the hours of 8 and 5.
So if we don't do it Friday, it'll be Monday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We won't do both days.
Not unless we have to.
Okay. So this Friday or Monday, we'll be doing a test, and then after that test, we'll do another test. When?
December 4th will be the actual
Okay.
official test.
And that
Weather
will
permitting, of course.
1 p.m. the first
Okay.
Wednesday of the month, which is December 4th.
And so it'll be from then on, it will be the first Wednesday of every month
Yes, sir.
at 1 p.m.
Absolutely.
So
Weather permitting.
weather permitting,
And
Absolutely.
of course,
I think
let's
it's
say
important
again
to
one more
say,
time.
because I had the opportunity to live in other communities around Dallas-Fort Worth, and they would always do the tests at 1 p.m. that first Wednesday of each month. So after we get started, it becomes the norm, and
Sure.
you know the exact time when the testing is, and then if it occurs outside of the testing time, then you know you need it.
Absolutely.
And of
Absolutely.
course, let's say again really quickly that it will run for 3 minutes because
Yes.
that's a substantial amount of time. And I want to make sure that people understand that not only will it be going off the first Wednesday of every month, of course, weather permitting at 1 o'clock, but it will be going off for 3 minutes. So you will notice it.
Yeah, Nicole makes a very good point, and that it's a 3-minute test, that the sirens will 3 minutes and then stop. As they would for severe weather. If we did set them off in an actual emergency, it would run for 3 minutes. So the test simulates what we would actually do. And that is a long test. Monday and Friday, you'll hear bleeps and blips and some other noise, and you may hear 10 seconds or 15 seconds of a sound.
Okay.
But not the 3 minutes that Nicole talked about. That's a very good point.
Okay.
Very good point.
Awesome. Is there anything else that we need to know to be prepared?
72-hour preparedness. Everyone should have a 72-hour kit where they can put that together. And if you're asked to evacuate, that you can put together a 72-hour preparedness kit just like this one.
What do we have in here? Can we look in here?
Yeah,
Let's see.
you look in there.
I don't.
That may be another show.
It could be another show, but you're mentioning it.
And I have to tell y'all,
we are prepared. We have
oh yeah, that's a 72-hour preparedness kit. Guillotine, water, masks,
everything.
flashlights.
Flashlights.
Absolutely.
Everything. Everything.
We'll do another show.
We'll do another show on that. Perfect.
And I have to tell y'all that there was a major event last Tuesday at 11 in the morning. Was my very first Facebook Live ever. So I wanted to thank y'all for that.
It was your first?
It was my first time.
Well, he did. Let's give him a round of applause because he did.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Happy to
Round
be
of
here.
applause.
Happy to be here. But I'm going to go and I'm going to let my other brother, and I'm not going to say his name.
Oh yeah, it's a secret. Yeah,
It's a secret.
But yeah, another Hughes.
Take over. But again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. We'll see you soon. Y'all be safe.
All right.
See you
You
soon.
get out of here. You can hang out. For a
I'm
little
on a jet.
bit. Okay.
I
All
got
right.
another meeting.
Well, we'll see you around.
All righty.
All
Y'all
right.
be safe.
All right. Great guy.
So we're gonna do the fun thing where I'm just gonna keep muting the keyboard so that way there's not reverb, so that way people can hear my guests and he can hear what you're saying.
Okay. Perfect. So you're muting yourself. Perfect. Let me bring you. Okay. And I can't hear you, Nicole. All right. We're going to bring this down. Did we ever look at this, how it ended? Oh, man. More people like cold weather. Man, I'm so disappointed. All right. Moving on. So that was Mr. Sean Hughes, Emergency Management Coordinator at the county. Great guy. Scott put, it's his nap time. That was funny. Full of jokes today. I enjoy the jokes. All right. Okay, moving on. We have another special guest, and that would be Mr. Terry Hughes. He is the Weatherford Capital Projects Director. He's going to talk about South Main Green Ribbon Program. So without further ado, do you want me to leave the slides up, or do we want Terry on camera, Nicole?
Terry, do you want to be on camera? Or do you want slides?
No, slides.
Slides?
Okay.
Well,
All right.
Pretty face of the organization. It's probably better to see the slides.
Okay. All right, take it away.
Sweet. Ready?
Yes, let's go.
Sweet.
Of course, I'm here to. Okay, we'll change those up.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about what we refer to as the Green Ribbon Program, which is going on currently on South Main Street. The medians that are down there, we're actually removing a lot of the paved stones from that paved. After those are removed, we'll be putting in some plantings, some different things that will kind of give a facelift to South Main. And if I could, what I would like to do is say that the reason we are doing this now is the 2018 general plan specifically said that we wanted to take gateways into Weatherford and redo them and kind of give a special note to this is who we are, this is what we do, this is how we look. In other words, we wanted to give ourselves a facelift, excuse me, on all the corridors coming into Weatherford. So the first one we were able to tag was South Main Street, starting from the interstate all the way down through to, I believe it's Owen Street, across from Brahms. All of those will be completely redone with plantings of various types. There will also be some monument signs, which I think on the PowerPoint right now, you see a monument sign. That will be, there are two types of monument signs that will be along and included as part of this program. One is a smaller monument sign, which you see on the lower right-hand side of the PowerPoint, which is about 5.5, 6 foot tall. It has the new city logo on it, which is Weatherford, True, Texas. That will be located just as you turn in off of the interstate in the median. Then when you get down to the traffic signal, which is immediately in front of Walmart, you'll notice that the medians are really wide in that area, almost 22 feet wide. We will be placing a large monument sign in front of it, which you see in the center of the PowerPoint. It will be nearly 8 foot tall and about 15 foot wide. All of these are made out of the same type stone, or the white stone that you see on the courthouse. The ideal here is, as you come into Weatherford, we're setting the program is we're using that same type stone. We're tying all of the elements together. This will have our new logo on it. It will actually be extended out in front of the rock. It will be backlit with a what's called channel lighting, which is an LED lighting that can change colors. So in the evening, that logo will be backlit against that white stone, and it'll stand out black. That the lighting can change colors so that we can tie that in with the new downtown lighting program. So if we have a special color downtown to celebrate a Rue Win with blue, we can do the exact same thing on our signs coming into town. We're really excited about that whole monument scenario, and we're especially excited about tying that into the elements and the plantings that we're using. And I don't know what we have. I think the next slide may show some of the plantings. Okay. I'm excited about this because there's going to be a lot more color along the median roadways. There's some things called, now Blake, you'll really like this one because I think it ties into you. We have some stuff called a spineless prickly pear.
Oh yeah, thanks, Terry. I appreciate
it. Fits you really well.
Hey, I appreciate that, Terry.
Okay. But we do have desert willow, which is a flowering willow tree. Desert honeysuckle, which is kind of a red color. It gets a red color. So we just have some examples of the type plantings we have in there. There's a whole color profusion, a palette, if you like, of color that's going to happen from the interstate all the way down through to the Brahms area. Each one of these colors will take on its different form at different times. So you may see orange down through there on some of the plants. A few weeks later, you may see the lavender color that explodes. And then we have some yellow. And then I believe some of the plants are actually a brilliant red color flowering, and all of them flower at a different time. So you have this continuous array of flowering plants as you drive down through town. The ideal here is to soften that look away from the paved stone look that we had. And there was a specific reason we did that initially. And when I say we, that was a TxDOT project that we helped implement. And the ideal in there at that time was to make it a little more maintenance friendly. But now, after the general plan said we want to do a number of things for gateway entryways, we've changed our position on that and say we can handle the maintenance side of this, which we will do. We will do a special contract with some folks that come in and help clean that and keep it in shape during the course of the year. Anytime one of the plants dies, it'll be replaced immediately. Any litter or anything that will be picked up as part of the program. So we're really excited about this facelift, and this is just the first target. Obviously, if you go back to the general plan, all of the major roadways into town, there will be some form of facelift or some form of landscaping that lets you know that you're in Weatherford. Now, we all know that. We know we're friendly people here, but we also want to talk, new folks that come to town. We want them to know that we're a special place. We take pride in our community. It's just like, painting your house, and you put plants in front of your house. This is who I am. This is what I do. We want that in a general community format also.
So Terry, and our show is all about transparency and acknowledging everyone's comments and questions. And so while you were talking, we've gotten some feedback in from the citizenry, and it's actually two comments that are opposite. So this is what makes our jobs difficult is we do things for different reasons, and so some people like it, some people don't. And so I always want to address everyone's opinions and questions one person, Mr. Nichols said another waste of taxpayer dollars. And then Crystal Worley said, thank you for making and keeping our community beautiful. So anyways, do you want to talk about the funding and the reason for doing this, Terry? I just really want to acknowledge, we've got two different opinions out there from the public already. And so do you want to talk about the funding and how this project came about?
Yes, the funding mechanism comes through what is known as a green ribbon program. Texas Department of Transportation has a program out there where they fund this type of thing. Yes, it is taxpayer dollars, but it's state money, not local money that is implementing the project. Weatherford does have some money involved in this. The monument sign will be paid for with Weatherford dollars. Some of the initial design was paid for with Weatherford dollars, but the construction itself is all taken care of through the Green Ribbon Program, which is a funding program that's handled by the Texas Department of Transportation. It was out there. We applied for it and got it. In fact, it's a two-phase program, which is rare that we actually got both the phases paid for in one fell swoop. So those dollars were there. They would have gone somewhere else if we hadn't applied for them. So we felt it was necessary to apply for those, get those from the state. Yes, it is transportation dollars that come from the gas tax and is shipped back into the local communities. We felt really, if you look at the general plan as our strategy, then what are the tactics we use to accomplish our strategy? Well, this is one of those tactics, is go out and find some money that would have gone somewhere else and get it to come to us. It's no different than a lot of the programs we have, where my job is to go out and find money that's going to go to other places and get it back into our community so that we can feel the effects of it.
And so what I'm hearing you say, Terry, is that if we didn't apply for this type of grant or these monies, it would go to another community that applied for it. So one way or the other, the dollars are going to be spent on a project similar to this if we applied or didn't apply.
That is correct.
Okay.
And then Mr. Nichols asked, and I know you kind of already touched on it, but he said, will anyone be maintaining this, like Fort Worth Highway wasn't maintained a while back, is what he's referring to. So he's wanting to know, like, we will have someone maintaining it. You already kind of touched on that. But
it will be under our auspices. We will, in fact, maintain that. Mm-hmm. And let me say this. All of the main roads coming into Weatherford belong to Texas Department of Transportation. So there is this kind of a disconnect as to who maintains what. The long-term plan, again, I'll go back with the strategy we are using, is for those roadways to ultimately become city roadways where we can take over full maintenance, especially with this type of activity within those roadways. And we're working on a program with TxDOT right now where they upgrade all the roads to a certain condition, and then we can take those over and start maintaining them. Especially with regard to median type fixes. And I know what they're talking about on 180. There used to be a lot of plantings down through the medians on those. Those were all removed in favor of what we'll call a maintenance-free option, which was to fill them in with asphalt and forget about them. Again, the community's direction right now, and I'll go back to our strategy book, the general plan, is to try to change that and come up with a system or a methodology of maintaining that for the community over a period of time.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about the project, Terry. Driving down South Main, it really hasn't held up traffic too much. You have small delays, but nothing too serious, not having to wait a long amount of time. So it looks like a good project. We're excited, and thank you for everything that you do, Terry.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Terry Hughes, round of applause. There we go. Okay, moving along.
If you have any questions, let us know. We'll pass them on to him, or
you bet.
Answers back at some point, but I don't want to take all of Terry's time. He's out there finding us funding every day, guys. So.
He works hard. We like Terry. We like everybody. What can we say?
We like Terry.
Oh, really? He said that? I'm surprised it was muted.
Okay, so Terry and I have this ongoing feud, all in fun. Hey, Lynn, you're welcome. We just saw your comment. You're welcome for answering your questions. Terry and I here at work have this ongoing feud, all in fun, and He's leaving, so I can talk smack about him now, right?
Oh my gosh. No, we're gonna be nice.
Terry's a good guy. Okay, all right. Nicole, you put this presentation together. There's a picture of animals, and I'm not sure why, so I'm gonna let you talk about it. Okay?
Well, because it's been a while since we've covered some of the animals up for adoption at the animal shelter, and
Yes.
since I knew we were having special projects, because in case you guys didn't know, we try to follow a flow. So on weeks that we do government and department projects, that's usually the weeks that we have city council. So that's the second and fourth Tuesdays. And then the other 2 weeks, so the first and the third of every month, we cover economic development. So what I call it is our bonus week. So a few times a year, there's always a fifth Tuesday. So we were covering some fun stuff, and I figured it's been a while since we've covered some of the animals for adoption. So I went onto our website, went to the animal shelter, and then there's an adoptable pets link that you can click on. And then you can click on the filters and see all of the pets that we have in the shelter, or you can filter it down and see who's ready and could be taken home today. So as of 10:05 a.m., all of these beautiful animals are ready to become a part of your family. So we've got Nolan, who's a male dog in the top left. Look at how sweet he looks. Next to him is Raven. She's a female cat in the cage. Below Raven, we've got Mickey, who is a male dog. Then we've got Priscilla, who's a female cat. And we've got Lucy, who's a female dog. Plus, I mean, of course, we always have like horses that are up for auction. There's always a one-off of some other animals that we have at the shelter. I think the snake that we have there is Nagini. She's like an escape artist. But there's all these types of...
Wait. I got to stop you right there. Wait. Because I don't do snakes. Did you tell me that snake is an escape artist?
So I've heard stories about how they didn't used to weight down the top of her cage. And I know people who have owned pet snakes and they're good at getting out. I am not a snake person, and they have tried to get me to pet her. I won't pet her when I'm there. They say she's super friendly. And if I remember correctly, her name is Nagini, and I think she was up for adoption. But you can always go by and see what animals are up for adoption daily, weekly. I know that if you have an animal go missing, thanks to our GIS, amazing GIS staff. So I hope they're watching because they've gotten a few shout outs today. You can actually pull up the map where we log in, where we find all of the animals. So when our guys are out on the street picking up an animal that has been found that doesn't have a tag or whatever, or maybe it has a tag, they actually log it in. So you can see all the animals that have been picked up. You can also see all the animals up for adoption too. It's a really great way that you can reach out and see if they're up for adoption. And then you can call the shelter or go by. So whatever way you want, like, check them out. Because we've got lots of animals that could use some love.
Justin agrees with me. No snakes.
I know snake or spider.
However, I would be willing to get Nagini, the snake, on the show.
It is in your office or at the animal shelter, and I'm not going.
I'm willing to do it though. So, throwing it out there.
I'm not touching snakes or spiders, but I want to throw it out there. Maybe Dustin and Gary.
It'll be a new feature called.
Was watching earlier, so we'll see.
We'll make it a new feature called "What Will Blake Not" or "What Will Blake Do" or "What Will Blake Not." I don't know.
Maybe we can get someone from the shelter to hold the snake, and you can just be in its proximity because I'm not even going to be in her proximity when she's out of her.
Yes. All right.
But we also want to know what everyone wants to know about. I mean, we try to update you guys on projects and stuff, but days like today where we kind of have a free week, let us know what you want to know about. And Nancy, I just saw your comment about the shelter end up with a snake. You wouldn't believe the animals. I don't know if we still have it, but I know at one point we had a pig.
We did.
People surrender their animals. They've had turtles before. I heard that we've had rabbits. We've had birds. It kind of just
donkeys,
varies.
Horses, cows. We've had everything. So
typically, we usually have cats and dogs.
Yeah.
In quote unquote, I'm going to say in stock. But we've had a ton of different types of animals, so it's always a good thing to check it out. And maybe you have 4 or 5 dogs at home, because I've heard people say this. Fear facts are not happening. But you can always volunteer too, and we just ask that people regularly volunteer. So we have people loving on the animals, walking them, helping out, bathing them, whatever you're wanting to do. We've got that need. I do know if they're under 16, you have to have guidance, like a parental figure present. But you can volunteer from that point on. So maybe you're looking for some service hours for college or NHS, National Honor Society. You have to check it out. Justin, I don't think the fear factor is going to happen with me because there's a lot of things I will not put myself through.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Are we? Was that the last slide for today, Nicole?
It was. I didn't.
Yeah.
Like I said, we had a couple really big things to cover, so I kind of left it at that because next week we will be back with economic development.
Yeah, fun. We had two guests today. We're on a roll. We had Sean here last week. He came back this week. Then we had Terry on today.
Yeah,
so
if you guys have a department you want us to highlight, let us know. We'd love to have more people on the show.
Yeah, and I think one of the things, can we talk about the thing that we talked about working on with the the fun special guests?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, I haven't heard back yet or been able to fully connect with anyone.
Well, maybe if we throw it out there and people can help us put pressure on them. So we're wanting to get. There might be a name for it. We want to get the mascot of the high school and maybe like Weatherford College as well.
Yeah.
We think that would be. I know Crystal watches, so.
Peer pressure. 100%, Justin. I'm all about peer pressure. So, yeah, we thought it'd be kind of cool. I know we talk about the high school football team all the time. We want to highlight the band and other people too. So, I am working to get in touch with someone from the ISD to feature all of them. But I know a while back we talked about trying to get the mascot on. I know we're in the middle of like a bunch of different seasons, football and volleyball and some other sports. But we thought it'd be kind of cool, and we don't want to leave Weatherford College out because everyone loves the Coyotes too.
150 years. I mean, come on, we think
it'd be really cool, and maybe we don't do it on a live show if we can't get that time, if we can't get our time frame to work out. But maybe we do a special live about mascots here in town.
Exactly. All right, and with that, I think we sign off.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions or comments, as usual, leave them in the comment section. We try to go back and answer them, or shoot us a message on the page.
And stay safe. It's Halloween on Thursday. Be safe out there and have fun, all you trick-or-treaters.
And safe Halloween. So Weatherford College has their safe Halloween, since we know Crystal was watching earlier. They have their safe Halloween, and there is a nursing home here in town. I believe I saw that Weatherford Youth Association had posted it, and some of the I've seen a lot of people share it, so look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head. There is a nursing home here in town that has a bunch of collections of candy, and they're just wanting kids to come in and say hi and get some candy, so that way the residents there can, enjoy the holiday too.
Awesome. All right.
Sweet.
See y'all next week.
Bye.